Oh my god, Ram literally copied the V6 Raptor sound after talking so much crap to Ford, trolling them on Twitter, talking about popping the hood, having a couple of Easter eggs with the TRX eating a Raptor, and under the center console, you got the TRX is bigger than a Raptor. My had the mighty have fallen, but I guess the old saying is true. If you can't beat them, then you might as well sound just like them. I'm gonna try to do this video with straight face. So I put a poll up asking what I should refer to this baby TRX from now on. And I don't know if YouTube's going to think that I'm using bad language by saying the weak ASX word. So I'm going to refer to the next generation TRX from now on as the SHRX. That seems a lot more fitting for this truck. Now, I came across this video on Road and Track about this Ram TRX Mule running around Detroit, sporting a big black pipe as a bumper. I'm like, what mess is this? Is Ram downsizing so much that they can't afford bumpers now? Or in 2025, will this pipe be like a bumper delete to drop weight to make the SHRX even faster with this 3.0 liter twin turbo Hurricane engine? I'm sorry, but it's just hard to keep a straight face listening to this pathetic sound from the new and improved SHRX when Ram for like 3 years kept picking on Ford over and over and over again because they had a V8 in their off-road pickup truck. And now it sounds just like a Raptor. This truck sounds like someone took a TRX, cut its sacks off, cut its tonsils out, and tuned the exhaust with a trombone just like Ford did with the V6 Raptor. Man, this is so funny. And we already know that Tim Knisses and the crew have been hard at work manipulating the exhaust on multiple vehicles already. I'll give you a sample. And as I covered in other videos already, the 2025 SHRX is going to have a 3.0 liter Hurricane twin turbo engine in it, and also a weaker transmission that is found in the Wrangler 392. And I keep seeing comments over and over again by people who magically think that the 2025 SHRX is going to have a hybrid system in it and going to make it magically so much faster than the 2021 to 2024 actual Ram TRXs. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of examples of why this truck will not be faster than the older TRXs. The 2023 Grand Wagoneer with the same 3.0 liter twin turbo Hemi and the same transmission that is going in the 2025 TRX, that Wagoneer, it weighs 6,326 pounds. Its 0 to 60 time tested by Car and Driver was 5.4 seconds in the 0 to 60. And 13.7 seconds in the 0 to 100 mile per hour test. And then you got 13.9 seconds in the quarter mile. The 2024 TRX, which weighs 6,866 pounds, can do a 0 to 60 as tested by Car and Driver. Sometimes, depending on where you live at, this number is going to change, but according to Car and Driver, to make these numbers fair, the 0 to 64 2024 TRX is 3.7 seconds. 9.7 seconds to 100 mile per hour, and 12.3 seconds in the quarter mile. Now, even if the 2025 SHRX weighs like 500 to 600 pounds less, it's gonna be still a lot of tuning and a lot of prayers to even have a shot to even keep up with a 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi TRX. The V6 Raptor and the Raptor R are literally like a second and a half apart on performance numbers. And that's basically what you're gonna have between these two TRX models. The 2024 and the 2025 TRX is basically gonna be the same equivalent of a V6 Raptor and a Raptor R. There is no way Ram is going to make the 2025 TRX faster than the previous model. Ram's former CEO, Mike Caval, he kept saying over and over again, what about electrification? Every time he was asked in the past year about the future of the 2024 or 2025 TRX.
There's a lot of questions out there. Will the TRX ever get a power upgrade? Can you share anything about what's coming up on the TRX?
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility, right? And I would say, I would even give you a tip of the cap for down the road. What about electrification? And I know we'll get to that in a minute, but think of the possibility. And even when we talked about the Revolution concept in Vegas, you think about the EDMs and the modularity. We're scoping those to have the ability to be even more powerful for high performance applications.
Okay.
So nothing to share with you today other than to say,
and I know people are going to keep saying that the 2025 TRX, this Mule could have a hybrid system and they're going to smoke the old truck. People are going to keep saying this over and over again, but I'm going to say to those same people, where is the charging door? Where is the charging door for this hybrid system? Where is it at on the Ram trucks? Because we saw spot shots of a Ram Mule that had a charging door in the front fender, and it was a pretty ugly stamp out for that charging door. So where is the charging door on the TRX Mule? It's not in the front fenders. I don't see an extra gasoline door on the other side of the rear of the truck. There is no charging door on this vehicle. So how is this thing going to charge? Ram's current eTorque system is not going to make up for the missing 200 horsepower to make this TRX faster than the older TRX. I know people cannot believe that a brand would cut horsepower like this from one year to the next. Obviously, they overlooked the Dark Horse Mustang, which cut a couple hundred horsepower from last year's GT500. The C8 Corvette, it cut power from the previous C701s. But let me stick back to Mopar on this one. Let me go back and refresh your memory. Do you guys remember that the Grand Cherokee, the new model, cut power from the previous Trackhawk? There is no 700 horsepower Grand Cherokee running around no more. These brands, they're gonna follow the same typical formula. Typically, when they upgrade to a new platform, they generally wait a year or two before they introduce a newer, faster, more expensive trim. The 2025 TRX Mule could be the slowest version introduced, and then a year or two later, a faster, more expensive model will debut, which more than likely, from what I've heard, is going to be a TRX EV. And Ram over the last few years has been manipulating people into actually thinking that this TRX EV is going to be a bargain price. I've covered for years on this channel that Ram's been intentionally jacking up the TRX price every single year, and in some cases, every couple of months. In the third month of the TRX going on sale, my 2021 TRX was one of the last TRXs sold at $69,995 base price. And the TRX since then has went up over $26,000 in 30 months. That is almost a $1,000 price increase every single month. That is crazy. I cannot think of a single vehicle that jumped that much in price in that short of a time frame. Now, I have two theories behind this price increase: greed and manipulation. Ram either got greedy because they saw the dealers were charging $10,000 to $50,000 in markups. They saw people were spending that kind of money to get a TRX and wanted in on the action. Because it is very suspicious that the 2024 TRX and the Demon 170 both received a $10,000 price increase, even though no one can order either vehicle. And the second theory I have is that they were looking to manipulate people into believing that an expensive TRX EV will actually be a bargain in the future, because that model is presently planned to come out soon. The Stellantis CEO has been crying for months that EVs are 40% more expensive compared to their internal combustion siblings. And gee, what do you know? If you take the $69,995 base price the TRX was back in 2021, and you add 40% price on top of it, it comes out shockingly to about the exact same base price that the 2024 TRX is. Gee, it's gonna be very coincidental next year if a TRX EV just magically comes about and get magically announced that it has right around the same base price as a current 2024 TRX. But I don't believe in coincidences. And all the journalists are going by this new TRX EV. It's just a steal of a deal. It costs the same amount of money as the 2024 Ram TRX, but there's no fuel economy, there's no maintenance, blah, 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 blah. But based on the off-road prowess of the Hummer EV, it's probably going to be a 9,000-pound off-road dud like the Stradman and other people have found out. Man, I can't wait for our good old buddy Tim Kniss to spin this one. The 2025 TRX is a prime example of a brand that didn't look into the future and ensure that V8s are actually a part of the plan. People gonna keep saying over and over again, especially some of these mouthpieces for Dodge, they're gonna keep blaming the government this, government that, government this, but they still can't explain why Ford still has V8s in their trucks and their cars, why GM still has V8s in their trucks and their cars, and miraculously the only member of the big three that does not have V8s anymore is going to be Stellantis. So is it the government's fault, or is it bad management's fault for them not upgrading the Hemi several years ago? Are we saying that the government is biased? They just hate Hemis for some reason? Or was it bad management that was stupid enough to spend all their R&D money on drag pack engines not street legal, the original Elephant that wasn't street legal, then 2 more Elephants that are technically not in production cars, then 2 more E85 Elephants that is not in production cars. So they wasted their money on 6 engines that could not be put in a production car, but could not make a single new modern day Hemi to pass emissions. So you tell me, is that the government's fault for doing stupid decisions, or is that the company's fault for doing stupid decisions? Just saying. It is 100% management's fault that they fell into the Hellcat everything trap and not upgrade the Hemi for the modern times. And this TRX Mule is our first glimpse into a stale future of vehicles like this and like this gem right here.
This is the Charger Daytona SRT Banshee. And because it's a Dodge BEV, it will be an assault and battery on convention.
If you made it this far in this video and you like what you heard, make sure you leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you already done so. If you didn't like what you heard and you want to hear me talk more ish about bad management decisions, especially about them not upgrading Hemi, you can check out this video right here. Oh, I think it's right there. And until the next time, I'm out.